The ocean is a profoundly strange place. Many things can be found, such as salty underwater lakes, old rocket engines, or even a hydrothermal vent. However, the things detected on the ocean's floor from space can be just as intriguing as what can be found in the depths of the ocean. Sometimes a problem is never discovered until we zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Pink lakes, mysterious bubbles, and lush infant islands all come into view from the perspective of a satellite. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll look at 3 extraordinary ocean discoveries that can be seen from space. Great Salt Lake to brink of ecosystem collapse. The average salinity of the ocean is only around 3.5%. A world-famous lake called the Great Salt Lake in Utah hosts an ecosystem that thrives in water as salty as 12 to 15% salt. Brine shrimp and brine flies are some of the primary organisms which call this place home, and since the water is too salty for fish, birds are their primary predators. In the last few months, scientists have noticed something very alarming about the Great Salt Lake. The water level has been steadily declining since the late 1800s and has recently dipped below historically low levels of elevation. A few years of droughts and high water usage have driven this decline in water level, and less water in the lake means the water that remains is even saltier. This water, typically between 12 to 15% salt, has been recorded as high as 19% in open water areas and 26% within a reef, which is being monitored by researcher Carrie Franz of Weber State University. These levels of salinity are becoming unsustainable for brine shrimp and brine fly larvae, but also present other issues for the ecosystem as well. The underwater reefs called microbialites still grow in the Great Salt Lake, which is one of the few places on Earth where this type of organism can still be found. These rock-like microbial mats of algae and bacteria are called stromatolites when fossilized and are one of the oldest pieces of evidence for life on Earth. In the Great Salt Lake, many of these microbialites are exposed to air and have changed from a vibrant green to a faint white color. In fact, at 25% salinity, masses of these photosynthetic microbes have died, and an alarming pink hue can be seen from space in the northern portion of the lake. Methane leak from Nordstream pipeline is detected from space. In late September 2022, multiple methane gas leaks were discovered in the Baltic Sea with the help of satellite imaging. Near Sweden and Denmark, the natural gas pipelines running beneath the water were used to transport natural gas from Russia to Germany. It's not easy to detect something like this, but a private company called GHG Sat has satellites capable of taking high-resolution images using radar and microwaves and determining estimated emission rates for leaks like this. What they found was a leak of about 79,000 kilograms of methane per hour from this single source. This is larger than any other single leak detected by a GHG Sat satellite. And to add insult to injury, this estimate was based on images taken 4 days after the initial breach, and there were actually 3 other points of failure in the pipeline. As if climate change concerns were not already heavy enough, this amount of methane released into the atmosphere has a climate impact equivalent to 90,000 kilograms of coal being burned every hour. Officials believed that this leak was not an accident but intentional sabotage of the pipeline. It's unknown who would want to cause a leak like this, but hopefully they are not capable of causing even more damage to the climate. Newborn volcanic island spotted from space. As children, we are all told that ocean islands are formed by volcanoes. However, the whole process sounds pretty outlandish, and you would think it takes centuries, if not millennia, to see any real growth in landmass for an island made this way. Luckily for us, the world is currently seeing firsthand the formation of an infant island in Tonga. The Hunga Tonga Hunga Harpe underwater volcano has been erupting from the sea as recently as September. Images taken by the Landsat 9 satellite show the small island at approximately 1 acre. This was its size after about 4 days. 6 more days later, the island had reached 6 acres. While this is still a tiny island, and experts expect it to vanish back beneath the waters, it gives us insight into the formation of islands. In 2015, the island Hunga Tonga suddenly emerged in the southern Pacific Ocean near Fiji. A hidden underwater volcano erupted and drove the rock up to the surface to create the island. The volcano was situated between two already existing islands in the South Pacific, then connecting them to one oversized island. It's located in the Kingdom of Tonga and technically has no official name, but locals have dubbed it Hunga Tonga Hunga Hape, which they call Hunga Tonga for short. It's a volcanic rock island situated 19 miles southeast of Tonga Island. Within the last 150 years, only 2 other volcanic islands have suddenly burst into the ocean like this. NASA and other research organizations have been studying the island closely, taking frequent GPS measurements to map the island out. Most of their research has been conducted purely by satellite or aircraft until 2019. 4 years after it initially emerged, they finally visited the island and observed it on foot. The scientists noted that the ground was not quite like sand. Instead, it was made up of pea-sized gravel and was quite painful to walk on. They also found that hundreds of seabirds had already nested on the southern cliffs of the island. Most surprisingly, though, was what they found on the black gravelly beaches. Beautiful pink and purple flowering plants were growing across the devoid island, despite poor soil conditions. Scientists believe that the plant life grew because of the seabirds, called sooty terns, living on the island. They seeded the isle with their droppings. Whatever seeds and plants they ate were then transferred into the soil when they pooped, and fortunately took hold of the environment, allowing flowers to bloom on this mysterious island. Researchers are eagerly studying Hunga Tonga, trying to learn as much as possible about the process and qualities of rare volcanic islands before it erodes completely. Due to the harsh weather conditions of the Pacific Ocean and constant rainfall, the island is crumbling away quickly. Scientists are surprised at the rapid rate at which the coastline is eroding, and we are not sure how long it will take until it completely disappears. But what do you make of these recent discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.